All right, Paris is on strike. Today I'm going to give you a really quick and easy rundown on what's going on, meaning who's not coming to work, who's on strike, and also why this is even going on. So basically the strike is pretty massive. It encompasses a lot of different jobs like bus drivers, train drivers. I'm doing all transportation is popping through my head right now, but also things like air traffic people, the ground control at airports. I mean, some teachers, some of the pompiers, the firemen were out on strike. So it's a lot. But that said, people are still going to work, just the schedules are very reduced. But keep in mind, because transportation has been so affected, there's really a lot of domino effects and ripple effects. So because getting around is such a hassle, some doctors' offices are closed. You know, some businesses aren't opening, hours are changing. There was a day when the Orsay Museum was closed, Versailles was closed. So if you are in Paris and you're a tourist too, make sure you call places before you go and just verify their hours and that they're still open, because a lot of things are changing right now and in flux. So, but if you are here, you can still get around. It's like a little bit more of a hassle, but it's doable. Okay, but so also let's talk about why this is going on. So the big thing that's happening is the government is proposing pension reform. Okay, let me start out by saying I'm an American, I live in Paris, but I'm not for or against anything. I'm just gonna lay out what's happening and, just kind of give a very neutral take on everything. So yeah, I'm not retiring here, so I won't be getting a pension or anything like that. So here's how it works. So I think of the pension kind of like Social Security is what it would be in the US. But unlike Social Security, which in the US there's one Social Security, in France there are essentially 42 different Social Securities, which they call different pensions. So the way it works is that these 42 different groups are based on job category or company, meaning, teachers can be over here in one pension, the bus drivers who work for RATP, which is in Paris, are over here, and SNCF train conductors are over here, and entrepreneurs who, are in this category of entrepreneur are here. So there are just 42 different categories. So the number one thing that's being proposed is kind of emerging. So going from 42 to 1. Now, even as I say that, let me rewind for a minute, because the official government proposal has not been issued yet. So this is Monday. What's today's date? Monday, Monday the 9th. So the proposal is supposed to come out on Wednesday officially, but that's not to say meetings haven't been happening. So of course, union officials have been meeting with the government. So some of the plan elements have been discussed and have been sort of made public. But of course, we don't know exactly what's being proposed, and we won't know officially until Wednesday. But here's what's being discussed openly right now that people know about, which is going from 42 into 1. But that causes like a trickle thing, because these 42 different pensions have 42 different sets of rules, and they can be very different. So the amount of money you get in these different pensions can be different, even based on contributions. It's not always clear. Also, the retirement age can be very different. So some pensions, I think the official retirement age in France is like 62, which that sounds pretty good. It's not that old. However, some of these pensions have retirement ages in their early 50s. So if your retirement age is currently 50, 62 sounds like a lot more years. So that is a change. So going from 42 to 1 would obviously mean emerging. But by the way, even within that, I think there would still be some little exceptionnellement places, like some exceptions, where I think police are supposed to have some slightly different rules, which makes sense. Police have obviously a dangerous job and being in law enforcement. So there would be one, but I'm sure there would be some maybe little differences depending upon job types. But I don't know. That has been released. Maybe come Wednesday we'll have more information. I made little notes for myself. So your retirement age. Oh, also the thing I want to say about is just one other kind of bigger issue, which is they're talking about a points system where the amount you pay in would correspond to points. Now, some people who make a lot of money were complaining that as it currently stood, they were saying that the points could be capped at 120,000 a year, meaning if you make 150,000 euros a year, you're only earning the same number of points as if you made 120,000. Listen, this is a high-class problem to have to deal with, but this is a concern that some people are raising, that the point system isn't necessarily fair, because beyond the 120,000, people may still have to pay a small percentage in tax on that money to kind of subsidize the rest of the group. Apparently, these changes are supposed to be good for some people. So not everyone is necessarily against this pension reform. Apparently, it's supposed to be really good for farmers. So hopefully on Wednesday, there will be more information. As of right now, the strike is scheduled to continue through Thursday. But it could go longer than that if officials can't reach a decision. So as of right now, the strike will at least go through December 12th. And I will say this, though, about the strike. It's kind of sad that there are some unintended consequences of the strike that I know no one would want. Like, I went to this cute little vegan grocery store that I love going to. And, you know, I saw the store owner. She was very concerned because December is generally a huge sales month for her. And as a business owner, she relies on December sales. And she had just stocked up. She had bought, you know, all these cute little vegan cheeses. And, you know, she was getting stock in. And now all of a sudden there's a strike, which means there's less traffic, which means her sales are down. So I hope the strike doesn't last too long, just for everyone. You know, I mean, it's good for everyone. I think if there's not a strike, but I understand, of course, why people do go on strike. So I hope that decisions can be made soon and that the strike will be resolved soon. That's it for now. I hope that cleared things up. If you are planning a visit to Paris, you can still come and have a good time, but don't be in too much of a rush to get anywhere as long as this strike is going on, because things are a bit slow and a bit crowded. And I am planning a video that will be coming up soon that's about how to avoid getting pickpocketed in Paris. You definitely want to watch that video because the buses and the trains are more crowded than ever, and pickpockets are not on strike. I promise you, they're still at work. So you want to stay safe when you're here in Paris. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. There's a lot more coming up.
Ils ont l'air de